Alrighty, so today we're doing Belo Betty, a belly deck breakdown that I normally use. Again, this is pretty much the main deck that I play in Rank Sim. Believe I broke top 200 with this deck in the OP07 uh, season. So in terms of its efficiency in OP08, I did okay, about a 60% win rate. So it's not crazy good, but it was top 300 fairly early in the season, though. So it's hard as a comparison. It's a little bit tougher to break the top 100 with this deck. It's just because people are really good at the top 100 in the rank sim, and they basically know what to expect depending on the play style. You want to play slow, you want to play fast. This is a fast style play. Notice the reason why I call it a fast style play. There's no events. There's no real big counter events or defensive events. You don't really have many blockers except for this Ivan, and this Ivan is more so for a sacrificial lamb, or if you need a blocker for specific leader matchups like Yamato, if you just need a blocker on hand just to do a stop, and then it also acts as a body for a swing, and you can buff it because it's Revolutionary Army, and it's better than Bunny Joe in my opinion. Of course, just to go through the deck with the leader, you sacrifice one revolutionary card, and you could buff a trigger or a revolutionary army by 3K. You could do this for three characters and for the duration of your turn. Of course, everybody in this deck can be buffed by the leader ability. Everybody can be sacrificed except for these three sets of cards here: Cracker, Satori, and Nami. I will have an OP09 deck coming out soon. I'm still tweaking it just because I want to make sure it plays properly. But again, this deck primarily relies on obviously running the Big Ivan, Little Ivan, Karasu, and Searchers. You do have a couple of triggers, a decent amount. You have 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 22 total. So a decent amount of triggers. One out of your four life will usually be a trigger. Sometimes you'll get lucky and have two or even three. But again, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Just to get started, Rushi Inazuma. I don't run Banish Inazuma because I run Banish Nami, but it's Banish Inazuma is very specific on what situations I need to play him. I prefer having the rush as a low cost rush, and the condition for the rush is somebody has to be buff 7K other than himself. Of course, there's Rush Dragon here as well, which is great. Rush to start 8 costs, 9K swing, gives a character or a leader 2 cards as well, so it can be very, very useful for any of the 7K buff to 7K with additional on attack ability like Karasu, or on activate main like this Ivan and Lindbergh. And of course, Morley, uh, just to continue on, Ivan, little Ivan in this case, he summons an extra revolutionary body with 5K or less, with when he's buffed to 7K. Karasu on play, if your leader's revolutionary army, which Belly is, minus 1K to leader or character, very very strong. And then of course when attacking, you could, with if you're buffed to 7K, you could do minus 1K as well. So if like let's say you have Vivi in your deck and you have her already on and you summon Karasu, or if you have an Ivan on play from the previous turn, you summon Vivi, you leader ability, summon Karasu, you could basically use your on play and the double, which is super powerful, right? A very powerful play. But again, condition you need Ivan on play, say on field first. And then of course there's Koala. There's who is reduces by 3K for Revolutionary Army leader. So this is great because it conjunctions with Kuma, which is a 2K pop. So you can minus 3K, pop a 5K total, or if you minus 1K, minus 3K, pop a 6K, or pop minus 3K, and then Lindbergh, when he's buffed, he could pop a 3K. So you could pop 6K like a Sabo blocker without his on play effect on, or you could pop, for example, uh, anything that's a 6K. Your Searcher, classic Searcher. Morley, block breaker. He has no counter though, so it makes you a little bit less defensive. You have your Big Ivan, of course. 1 out of 3 will be Revolutionary Army with the number of cards. I believe it's 4, 4, 10, 12. So about a quarter, we'll call it a quarter of your deck is not Revolutionary Army. So you have a 75% chance of each single card coming out, of assuming the cards are evenly balanced in your hand and in your life, to have something that you can summon, which is not bad. Of course, Big Dragon, we talked about. Cracker, double swing, or double attack if he's buffed 1 and you're lower HP. He's a fantastic trigger out. You seldomly summon him. He counts as a counter as well. Satori, same thing. Trigger out or 2k counter. OP09, I'm just looking to replace this guy with Kuma. Banish Nami, of course, banish plus it's a 1k plus it's a trigger popper 5k. And then Blocker Ivan. Of course, just a blocker, and I seldomly use his on play ability because the only 5 cost I have is Satori. So pretty straightforward, pretty easygoing. And let's just jump right into a game. So we'll play against we'll play against this Lucci just to get started. Oh, whoops. We'll play against this Lucci then. Perfect. Good luck. And so going first against certain characters, like for example, I like to go first against Reiju, I like to go first against Lucci, I like to go second against basically everybody else, which is pretty on point. And hopefully this guy doesn't dodge. Fantastic. And we'll keep. And I'm going to just wait for him to mulligan or decide to keep with Sting. I'm going to use my belly, summon Karasu, and turn. He's going to probably summon a Searcher on his first play, and then end turn. Oh, okay, so it's not a Searcher. But I was going to pop him, but now I can't pop him, so I'm just going to drop a bomb on him. Because if it was a Searcher, I was going to just pop him with Kuma, and then swing 5. But swinging an 8 on second turn is pretty standard, just to get him down to the same HP. Of course, he pops an Ice Age, which is nice. He doesn't really need Ice Age against me because I don't have anybody big except Dragon. Oh, I should maximize my screen to make it just a little bit cleaner. Oh, okay. So this guy is playing a very strange deck. So it's not a great representation of what this deck can do in terms of against the current regular meta because he's playing a very weird setup, right? Like he's dropping blockers, he's doing weird things. Again, let's just do a pop. I don't have a 3 cost, so I'm just going to drop another 8 bomb on his face. So yeah, normally this doesn't play out like this. Again, he would have probably popped my cards already. He would have had a Lucci. Again, we're tie game in terms of HP. I have 1 more body on him though, and he has 1 more card because he went second. So he's not. It doesn't feel like a traditional Lucci build because it's not. So I would take this game with a grain of salt when you're doing an analysis of overall, like in comparison of like how to approach matchups and stuff. Okay, he's swinging 5, and then he's gonna. Oh, he might just Lucci me now. Okay, cool. That's perfect. So if he swings 5 and then he just summons Lucci, he'll be able to clear, which is fine. Or not. I have no idea I no longer know what he's doing. So he's gonna swing 8. So I'm gonna have to counter this because I don't want to be below 2 HP this early because it's only turn 3. So 2k trash, 2k trash. Obviously, I want to keep the Revolutionary Army 2k Koala because she has more functionality than Satori. And now he has 1k, 1 card left. He's already at 28. He's already milled quite a bit, and now he's doing. And he's gonna. Okay, so it does. He's gonna pop Kumar or my belly. Okay, so let's get some. I don't like this at all. Oh, I got lucky. So he could potentially go for game next turn. He'll be at 8. So 2, 5, 8. So 5, 5, 8, or 6, 7, 5, whatever. I would live though again just to get some swings out. He has the weirdest looking Lucci deck I've ever seen. One-legged soldier. He's got a Lucci, but it got milled. Blocker. Haute Couture Patchwork. Big Brook, pretty normal. Big Brook's a normal card. The only normal cards in this deck are Ice Age, Big Brook, and Lucci so far. Everything else is not really common to really ever see because again, it's just not. It's just not, and I still might lose. That's just how strong Lucci is, or how weak I am. But yeah, no, we should be fine. So the next turn, obviously, if he clears this guy, great. I'll sacrifice one, buff Karasu at least, buff probably Ivan. We'll see, and then buff Koala. But I don't know if he's thinking whether or not he wants to try to go for a game because he could potentially go for a game because I have 3 cards in hand. But at 8 cards in hand, let's see what he has. He could have anything. I have no idea what his deck is. He's running like a combo Thriller, Bark, Dressrosa, like tribrid deck, I guess. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so he's using an Ice Age, and then because he's at his, I have no idea what he's doing. And then he might just Lucci to pop Koala thing, do a swing here, and then have 3, and then do 2 damage, and I hope for a trigger to end the game. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not too shabby. I wish we had a better, not a better, a more traditional deck. This player could be top 5 in the world, and he's just experimenting, right? That's what the purpose of the sim is for. But generally speaking, I just wish we had a more traditional Lucci to go through, right? Just because. Oh yeah, okay. So drop the Brook, drop the little dude. And he still can swing at least 1, and he's gonna clear my board. Oh, he's gonna go for life. Okay, I'm gonna resolve. I'm gonna trigger out. There's nobody to pop except that guy. Cool. Ooh la la. Yeah, let's do it this way. So buff, buff, buff. Summon, buff, buff. Boom, swing. -1. And let's do it. Okay, so again, I got lucky with the dragon, but it would have been a similar play anyways. If it was Inazuma or whatever, same. So just sacrifice the buff, get some bodies out, get some meat on the floor. Hope that I'm not too sure what he's doing. It's a trigger, but not sure what he's trying to do with the trigger. So based on what he has in his, he could have anything. Okay, so he didn't have a trigger. He was just bluffing. Cool. So 5-on-4, and then it'll be a 5-on-4, and then it'll be a 6-on-4, and then another 6-on-4, and then a 9-on-4. So again, that's potentially 1 card. That's 1 card. That's 2 cards. Okay, so that's 1 card. It's 2 cards. So basically, it's going to be game. So let's do it this way. So that's another 1 card at least, if not 2. And then this one will be 2 cards or life. And then the other one will be too much for him to stop, so he will take the life. And then this one will be too much unless he pops me. Yeah, there you go. So 6. This will be 2 cards. Then he won't have enough for this, and then he won't have enough for this. So that's GG. Hey, GG, well played. Yeah, like I said, he does have some normal cards, right? But again, it's one of those ones where it's like, it is what it is. Who else is there? Who else is a common leader? So we faced an uncommon Lucci build, and let's go against. Let's go against Zoro. It's going to be Zoro because that's just what everybody's playing. I'm going to mulligan because it's too much of one thing, and I have every single Ivan and a koala. That's not bad. So summon. Yep, it's going to be a Zoo build because of course he picks up Tony. Oh, he picked up a different Tony. It's fine. I'm going to drop a body just because. End my turn. He's probably going to summon and buff, or he's going to drop a chopper. Because chopper is a brick. Hey. And then he's going to swing. I'm going to take it. Cool. Banish swing. Yeah, let's banish swing. Throw a 7 on face. He's going to buff. Drop 2 more. Cool. That's 2k gone. And he could buff one of his animal characters. And then he could buff himself. So 1, 1. Activate main. So he'll be at 5. He'll be at 5. He'll be at 6. And he'll be at 3. And then you could drop 4 swings. I'll stop 1. Potentially 2. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so he's gonna then buff and buff. So it's gonna be another 2 Dawn, and then he has so a five, or potentially a 7, a 5, and a 6. Okay, so I can stop the 5, and I can stop the 6, and there's another 5. Oh, another 6. Sure. So there we go. The 5, the 6, potential 7, and then potential 6. Oh, nasty! Such a nasty combo. The fun part about this is resolve, because I can't pop anything else. The fun part about this is it's basically him relying on rush right after this. Just wild. Just wild. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is fun. All right, so I got to sacrifice this guy, buff these 3. And I'm going to, should I, if I go for board, I die next turn, right? So I can't not go for board, unfortunately. So again, just going to, is this the right play? I want that. It's okay. So let's swing 5 on this little dude. And he's going to just have to let me take his deck, his board, basically. Swing 6 on this dude. He needs to give me 2 cards, or he's going to just give me 2 cards. And these games are so quick. It's turn 3. Okay, so he's just summoning a. Oh, and he whiffed. Damn, tough. Oh, it's Modang. So I've faced this guy quite often. I don't know if I have a video with him already, but I do face this guy, like I said, quite often. Tough. And he doesn't have a Tony chopper either. So this is like a not the greatest, not the greatest situation for him. So he will set on 7 Dawn. He could summon. He could do 3 6s on me next turn. Zoro, like buffed. So 6 6 6, or he could do 2 big swings, 2 bigger swings. So he could summon Killer Kid with 4, and that's gonna be a 7. And then he'll have 3, or that'll be an 8, and then he'll have 3, so it'll be 8 and 8. So that's not bad. I'll technically live, right? And then I might not win still. I might still die next turn, which is hilarious. Yeah. And he's got 5 cards in hand. So Lindbergh for the cleave. And this is one of the rare occasions where I could potentially drop a blocker. So I stop that. Ooh, and he's rushed now. So he's 7 onto face. And I can't even stop that. So that's it. Yeah, no, this is game. This has to be, this is the last turn. I'm like trying to math it out in my head. What can I do here? What can I do there? And he took a brick. So one of these cards is a brick. Oh, so this is funny. I could throw a blocker up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Sacrifice this guy. Buff. 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 It's all the same. If I cleave to clear the board and then swing on him a bunch of times, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 swings. Let's just do it this way. 1, 2. I should have buffed 1. It's fine. It doesn't matter. 3. Yeah, he's doing his math. So he has 5 cards. One's a brick. So 5 cards is a potential 1 case. It's over. He doesn't have it. GG. Alrighty, guys. I think we'll keep it there. We'll just keep it simple there. Yeah, he had a bunch of bricks. So yeah, he could have did the 8 and 8, but he wouldn't have had it. Yeah, it's a tough one. He whiffed, and then he got his Tony Chopper late game. But yeah, we'll leave it there. GG, guys. Hope to see y'all on the next one.